Hey everyone, when you hear the word travel, what's the first thing that pops into your head? I bet for a lot of us, it's a perfect, relaxing scene, kind of like this one. But you know, travel is so much richer and way more complex than just a beach vacation. So today, let's explore its many faces.
So, is travel really just about sandy beaches and sunny skies? Is that all there is to it? Well, that's the big question we're going to dig into. We're going to peel back the layers and look at what it truly means. From, the official definition to the chaotic, beautiful, and, yeah, sometimes pretty miserable reality of the journey.
Okay, first things first. Let's get our terms straight. Before we dive into the feeling of travel, what exactly is tourism, according to the experts?
Well, the official definition is surprisingly broad. Tourism isn't just for kicking back and relaxing. It covers visiting a place for almost any reason you can think of: sightseeing, doing business, or even studying. It's a much wider net than most of us probably think.
And this slide right here illustrates that point perfectly. I mean, just look at the variety, from a family visit to a big business conference, or even doing scientific research out in the field. Yep, all of these activities fall under the umbrella of tourism. Basically, any trip that takes you away from your usual environment, that counts.
All right, so we've got our definition. But what about the reality of it all? Let's move to our next section and see how a journey can begin. And forget that serene, peaceful start you might be imagining. Sometimes it's just pure, absolute chaos.
And to really see what that chaos looks like, we're going to turn to the one and only Mark Twain. In his travel book, The Innocents Abroad, he describes the start of this grand pleasure excursion. And his first impression, well, it's summed up perfectly right here, and it was anything but pleasant. He just said, all was bustle and confusion.
Can you just picture it? Twain describes this pier that is absolutely swarming with activity. You've got carriages everywhere, people rushing all over the place, just this frantic energy in the air as everyone scrambles to get on board the ship. It's the total opposite of a calm and orderly departure, right?
And the chaos doesn't just stop at the pier. Oh no. On the ship itself, the decks are totally cluttered with trunks and bags, or valises as they called them. It's a complete disorganized mess. And remember, this was supposed to be a pleasure trip, but as Twain notes, it sure didn't look like one.
Okay, this is probably my favorite line. How's this for a description of your fellow passengers? In the middle of a drizzling rain, Twain sees them looking droopy and woebegone as so many molting chickens. I mean, wow, it's such a vivid, funny, and just utterly miserable image. It perfectly captures that side of travel we often forget about.
But of course, travel isn't always chaotic. Once you actually get on your way, the journey can unfold into this incredible spectrum of experiences, a total feast for the senses.
Now this slide is just fascinating because it shows two completely different worlds. On one side, you have Vikram Seth's description of Kathmandu, a vibrant, commercial, noisy city. It's full of fruit sellers, blaring film songs and vendors shouting. Then, on the other side, you have the Bhitarkanika Wildlife Sanctuary, a place of mangrove forests, crocodiles just basking in the sun, and a brooding, mysterious silence. This contrast just perfectly captures the incredible diversity of what you can experience when you travel. It's amazing.
So, we've seen what travel is, what it can feel like when it starts, and the incredible range of experiences it offers. But that brings us to the biggest question of all, right? Why do we even do it? What's the fundamental purpose of leaving home in the first place?
To borrow a phrase from Mark Twain again, why should we bother leaving our one little corner of the earth? What do we really gain by stepping out of our familiar routines and venturing into the great unknown? Well, the final thoughts from our sources offer some really powerful answers.
The 14th century traveler Ibn Battuta put it so beautifully. He saw travel as this invitation to adventure, a way to find freedom and just let your spirit soar. It's all about opening yourself up to endless possibilities. And, as he says, giving your heart wings. It's a call to explore and discover.
And we're going to end with this really profound insight from Mark Twain. This might just be the ultimate takeaway. He argues that you just can't get a broad, wholesome, charitable view of the world by staying in one place your whole life. Travel forces us to see the world and each other in a totally new light. It breaks down our prejudices and expands our minds. And maybe that's the most important journey of all. What do you think?